You couldn't believe it when I came up on your Tinder. Surely it was someone impersonating me. What the fuck would Miss Marilyn be using Tinder for? You asked yourself aloud. You looked over the photos and sure enough, there were a few more personal shots. Photos with friends that you've never seen on my Twitter or my Instagram. The bio too. It sounded like me. Witty. A little bit cheeky. You swiped right and suddenly the screen changed. You've got a match. You sat and stared at our two pictures side by side until about 30 seconds later when a message pops up. Hey, I was straight here. I'm a professional dominatrix, not on here looking for clients, but looking for a sub for some recreational fun. It would be good to do exactly what I wanted to a little bitch for once, rather than go along with someone else's likes and dislikes. If you think you'd be interested, message back. If not, feel free to unmatch. There was a momentary pause before your fingers started flying across the keyboard. Hello, Miss Marilyn, you typed. I know who you are. This would be the first time seeing a dominatrix, is that okay? The response comes almost immediately. Yes. Are you free tomorrow? Before you answer, you stop and think, what would your excuse be for leaving the house? You could say you're going to the supermarket and the queue was so long it took a few hours. Granted, you'd need to actually pick up some shopping on the way back. There was a lockdown on. You were sure that I knew that, so why was I asking about tomorrow? Maybe it was going to be some fun on cam instead. You won't know until you ask though. I could be. What is this for? This time it took a few minutes for my reply to come. It was simply an address and a time. 3 o'clock. See you tomorrow. I replied again before you could respond. Racked with nerves, you could barely sleep that night, tossing and turning, your imagination running wild at what lay in store for you tomorrow. Unsure as to what you were getting yourself in for, you made sure you were clean and well presented. Regardless of what was going to happen, you wanted to make a good impression. 3 p.m. and not a single second passed. You rang the buzzer. I answer a few minutes later. You hear the click of my high heels coming towards the door before it slowly opens to reveal me. Long blonde hair, succulent lips, and curves encased in red latex and black leather. A devilish smile invites you in. You notice I'm wearing a pair of latex gloves and I pull a surgical mask back up to my face from around my neck. As I lead you down the stone corridor to a door on the right. Walking in, you take note of the large room. Mostly bare, aside from a mattress on a raised platform, a glass cabinet and a large table covered in various BDSM implements. You barely have any time to cast your eyes over this before I speak. Take off your clothes, fold them and place them on the edge of this table. Take yourself to the empty space just beyond the bed, get on all fours and direct your eyes towards the floor. You will follow every direction I give you while we're in this room together. Do you understand? Yes, miss. The words are muffled as you take your shirt off over your head. With a swift step forward, I grabbed your chin and tilted it upwards, merely centimetres away from your lips. I repeat myself very quietly. As I say the words, my lips very lightly brush yours. Say it louder. I almost whisper. You cautiously walk over to the empty space next to the bed and get down on all fours. You can feel how cool the wood flooring is on your knees. You notice you can't quite catch your breath. There's a knot in your chest and you realise properly for the first time you're nervous. That high heel click approaches ever so slowly. You don't dare look up. You sense me behind you and suddenly feel a tap on your inner thigh. Open your knees wider. I say it so softly that you almost miss it. You force yourself to swallow hard and follow my instruction. You slowly ease your knee out a little further to the side. You feel the sharpness of my heel dig into your lower back, pressing down a little. Arse up, shoulders back, arch your lower back for me. Another instruction. You do as I say quickly, imagining just how sharp that heel could become if I decided to drag it across your skin. Let me have a good look at that fuckhole. Crouching down behind you, you feel my gloved fingers pulling your cheeks apart roughly, spreading you open. I close them again before slowly pulling them apart once more. You feel so vulnerable, so exposed. This here. I trail one finger ever so slightly around the very rim of your hole before ever so gently teasing the opening. Never quite putting enough pressure on it to slide inside, even a little. This belongs to me now. You have no response. With a handful of your hair, I roughly pull your head up, doesn't it? There's an edge to my voice that makes you want to pull your knees back together as you nod quickly. Yes, miss. I let go of your hair and trail a fingernail down your spine. Involuntarily, you shudder. Your skin goosebumps, but it's not from the cold. You feel a wet drop hit the top of your ass and run down to that hole. That hole that belongs to me now. I get down on my knees next to you, facing the opposite way. I smooth both my hands down your back, over your arse cheeks, down your thighs and back up the insides of them. You feel my nails dragging even through my gloves. Very slowly, I ease my thumb inside of you. Taking my time, I put my weight onto you, leaning on my free arm over the small of your back. I move so my knees are in between your thighs. My thumb fully inside you now. You feel yourself tighten around it. You want more. You want to feel a stretch. I press my crotch into your ass and slowly remove my thumb. Not so gently, I probe 2 fingers in. There's enough lube that it isn't uncomfortable, but you gasp at how much fuller you feel. I slide them in until I can't push them any further once again, nudging your thigh to signal to open your legs wider. I slowly curl the tips of my fingers down towards the floor inside you and hold them there, moving them back and forward over that sweet spot minimally, but with enough force that you hear yourself groan for me without even meaning to. With a larger, more deliberate curl of those 2 fingers, you groan so loudly that you feel embarrassed. Reflexively, you try and grind your hips upwards, desperately trying to recreate that feeling. Do you like how I feel inside you, Slay? I ask, my voice deliberate. God, yes, miss. You say on a sharp exhale. I remove myself from my new hole rapidly and you hear the ping of the latex glove being removed. You're going to have to be very good if you ever want to feel that again, I say as I stand. A little dark giggle follows as you look up at me.